All right, it's Joey Atlas, your trainer for life, back with another segment of How Do You Do It? So I did the first one of these a few days ago, and the feedback was pretty good, people asking for more, so here's another one. And if I get good feedback on these, I'll probably just keep doing them, because if I know they're helping somebody to continue to take the next steps in their own fitness journey, then that motivates me and inspires me to want to keep doing these. So keep in mind, I don't give you my daily summaries to show you what I'm doing in a bragging kind of way. I do this to show you the simplicity in what's necessary in order for you to achieve your health and fitness goals. So that's where we'll start from. Here's what we'll do. So first, if you're watching this on YouTube or anywhere else other than my site, thejoeyatlas.com, make sure you go there to get all the free videos and the free programs that you can use to plug into what I'm about to show you. If you are on the site, if you are on thejoeyatlas.com, make sure you're sharing this with other people who can use it as well. The more we share, the more people we can help. All right, so this is yesterday. Yesterday was a rainy day here in Florida. Woke up at about 5:10 a.m. and it was raining hard. So that presents a problem when I want to run outside. I have to come up with an alternative. So one of those alternatives, and I'll cover some others in the future on other episodes, one of those alternatives is to do treadmill trekking. I don't have a treadmill here at the house, which reminds me I'm going to be recording a video. I'm going to walk you through the specifics of the Atlas home gym area and some of the office areas to give you a better idea of how does he do this all at home so that you can do the same thing or almost the same thing. So, treadmill trekking. We have a clubhouse, community house here in the development, and it's a typical community setup, treadmill, stair steppers, traditional old school gym equipment, nothing like the Sculptabods here. But they do have good cardio equipment there. So on a rainy day, what I did was I got up and out the door at 5:40 a.m. I was in there 5:45. I did a 22-minute treadmill trek. And the treadmill trek is this. And I'll do a demo video of this so that you can see exactly what it is, how I do it, and how you can use it just the same. Treadmill trek basically is using the treadmill to climb instead of run. So for me, and I wouldn't suggest this unless you're super fit, this is something you can work toward, but there are easier versions of treadmill trekking that you can do as a beginner. What I do is I get on the treadmill, I take it up to about 5% incline, I get the speed up to maybe 2.5, and that's kind of my warm-up for maybe a minute or two. And then I take the incline up as high as it will go, which is usually about 15%. On these treadmills, they're 15%, so it's a 15% grade. I take it up to about 3.2, 3.3, 3.4 miles an hour, and I'm walking hard, and I'm walking up a hill on that treadmill. So that's a good sweat breaker for me. I like breaking up the running in the outdoors with the treadmill trekking in the indoors. So instead of running, I'm doing a walk, but it's a different kind of walk. Slightly different body mechanics, different muscles being used. It's a really good variation there, especially on rainy days. Might be something for you if you're in a cold climate or in a rainy climate. Treadmill trekking will come in handy. So that was 22 minutes, give or take, done. Takes me, if you saw the other video, the first one, I do get my daughter off to school. After this is come back, meditate for about 15 to 20 minutes. I do some journal writing, maybe a little bit of reading if I have time. Then my youngest one gets up for school. I help her get ready and get her out the door 7:45-ish, 8 o'clock. Then I'll probably shower up and then I get into my work. That could consist of a whole bunch of different things in here. Before I know it, it's about 2 o'clock-ish, give or take. She gets home at around 3. Dara gets home at around 3. So what I did here the weather cleared up by the afternoon, so after she got home at 3, I decided I'm going to do a 40-minute bike ride, cleared my mind, got my body moving again from sitting down at the desk. I do stand at my desk sometimes too, which is something else we'll talk about in a future video. So yes, for me, I can do this because I create my own work schedule, but for you, it's possible that you're working a 9 to 5 or you're working some kind of hours where you just can't go for a run or a bike ride or a power walk in the middle of your day. That's fine. It's not the end of the world for you. What I would say though is take a look at how you might be spending your typical lunch hour and just ask yourself, if you had to do some kind of physical activity, what could you do? Could you shorten your lunch hour? Maybe there's a way for you to eat at your desk, find a way to do a walk jog at your work site, maybe even have fitness facilities or shower facilities there, or maybe someplace nearby that you can join. Just think of different ways that you might be able to get 20, 30, 40 minutes of physical activity somewhere in the middle of your day. I'm not saying it's mandatory, it's just something to think about, expand your mind, look at different possibilities. If you're used to getting together with the same crowd who loves to go out and overeat at lunchtime, it might come down to maybe selecting a different group of friends or letting those friends know, hey, I'm going to be taking a different path in my lunch hour because my health and wellness and longevity is really important to me. It's that simple. So I'll do some more work in the afternoon, maybe run some errands, depending on what's going on with my daughter or the other kids if they're around. We roll around to getting close to dinner time, so usually around 5:30, 6:30, it's time for actual body weight training here in the gym area. So yesterday was arms, biceps, triceps, forearms, and that is simply a combination of 60% body weight exercises on the Sculptabot units and the floor, and about 40% dumbbells, and that's it. Takes me maximum of about 30 minutes to do that arm routine, and then it's time to get into dinner. Last night would have been soccer practice at 7 o'clock, but due to the rainy fields, that was canceled. If that was on, I'd have done a 1-hour walk, listening to some kind of podcast, and then back for dinner. But because of the rainy fields, soccer practice was canceled. I actually just worked through because I had a lot to get done last night. Made dinner at 8, and which, if you're watching if you're on the site, look up here to your upper right, and if you look on shows, you will see Atlas Candid camera video channel, which this video should be on, and you'll see some of my Dinners for Winners videos, which I'm going to be doing more of. I see those are helpful, so I'm going to keep doing more of those. So that was dinner, and then after dinner, I think it was 9:30, 9:45. I basically put the mat down in here, and I do a 15, 20, 25-minute stretch routine, sometimes talking to the kids, catching up, sometimes listening to music, sometimes listening to a podcast, and that's it. As I mentioned in the first one, I do not watch TV. We don't have TV. It's not an option here. It's not necessary, and I understand how much TV is an important part of people's lives. However, that doesn't mean that that cannot change once you start to look at things a little differently. Somebody left a comment on one of the original videos about I need to watch my shows, I love my shows. Well, for a lot of people, that's 2 hours out of your precious day where you might just be sitting on the couch watching those shows. That time is taking away from your physical activity, and I'm going to be doing at least a few more videos addressing that specific subject and different ways to manage that TV time without maybe having to give up all of it, like me, and using it constructively to get two benefits. Maybe you get to watch some of your favorite shows, and maybe there's some way to get some constructive exercise and physical activity in so that your life is benefiting from it, not the producers and actors and actresses on the shows. That's a story for another day. I promise I will get to it, but this is it in a nutshell. If you're watching this on the blog, there's probably some other notes underneath. If you have any questions, post in the comment section. And especially if you like me doing this, let me know. If you let me know by posting underneath, I'll be more likely to do more of these. And if you do like them, please do share them with anybody else you could think of who can benefit from this. Now, one last thought. Showing you what I do and even giving you all the freebies on my website, thejoeyatlas.com, to do it is one thing. It's another thing to program your mind and program your calendar and program your schedule so that you actually do this and you don't somehow forget, you don't somehow come up with an excuse, you don't somehow let something else from outside your world come into your world and take you off of this. This must be your priority, and it cannot simply be to look good. It has to be because you value your health, your wellness, your longevity, and you want to be around for all the loved ones that are around you. You want to be around for as long as possible for them. So keep that in mind. I'm going to keep drilling that home. It's about your whole life, not just about your body. That's it for now. So I'll be back with more. Stay tuned in. I'll be back soon.